Hello and welcome to jasonnewland.com. My name is Jason Newland. Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. This recording is going to be a deep therapeutic hypnosis recording called Relaxing Your Back. Of course, the rest of your body can also feel deeply relaxed. But I'm going to focus on your back. One of the reasons is there are millions upon millions upon millions of people, probably just in this country alone, that have back issues. And by being able to relax your back, it can reduce that physical discomfort. And there can be lots of different reasons for back pain. I have arthritis in my lower back. I know some females have back pain due to chest size. I've known people that have worked as paramedics, and all that bending over and getting people in and out of the ambulance has left them with severe back injury, like long term. So this is really, it's not about pain relief, although it is. It's about relaxing your back. But if you do have pain in your back, you really should see a doctor or get medical advice to find out the cause, if you don't know what the cause is, before listening to any recordings that help you to reduce that chronic pain or that physical pain. I know some people, I've known people that have back problems specifically just because of how tall they are. And that's not something I'm ever going to have to worry about, because I'm about 3 foot tall, so I'm fine. Although I definitely prefer to be 6'7". Definitely. My brother's about 6'5". I can't believe it. How did I end up being so short? Apparently the milkman was really short. Wonder if he had a bald patch too. And a silky voice. So I got Vinny over there on the settee doing his thing, just giving himself a bed bath, bless him. And even though this is a relaxation session, it doesn't have to be completely silent in the background. I've literally just looked out the window before starting this, and I've seen a bird of prey eating something on the floor. That is the closest I've ever been to a bird of prey. I think it's a kite or a kestrel or something like that. And I see them flying around, but I've never seen one actually in the garden. And I started tapping on the window and everything, and he just looked up at me like, yeah, what do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? So, like most birds, they fly away at the first, like, sound. That bird ain't bothered. It's got no prey, really. I think even a cat would struggle against a bird of prey. Not that I want a cat to get into a fight. I mean, this place is full of cats. So many cats. It's cat heaven if you love cats. There's a lot of cats, a lot of dogs, but way more cats. I mean, just in this building there's 5 cats. The next building is about 7. In this road is about 7,000 cats. But there is one king of the cats, and she basically rules the street, rules the road. She goes in people's houses. She lays in the middle of the road, and people have to stop their car until she decides to move. Fearless, doesn't care, and all the dogs are scared of her. It's weird. She literally will lie on the pavement and we have to walk around her. Doesn't get out of the way for anyone. It's just a normal sized cat. But if it was a tiger, you'd understand, like, okay, I'm going to move out of the way of a tiger. In all fairness, if I'm walking towards, if I see a tiger ahead of me, I'm probably not going to just walk around it. I'm probably going to walk backwards and jump over the nearest fence and probably wee myself. So, I'm not going to ask you to focus on your breathing. The only thing I'll say is find yourself a comfortable position to be for the next, I don't know how long, half an hour, and whether it's sitting in a comfortable chair or lying down on a bed, and either way it's fine. You can just move at any time you choose. 'Cause it's not about being a statue. And there's no awards for keeping still, especially if it's causing discomfort. I mean, the more relaxed you become, the more comfortable you'll feel, of course. You can maneuver yourself in order to increase your comfort anytime you want. And you don't need to do anything special now. There's nothing to get right. And nothing to focus on in any particular way. Because even noticing these words is already enough. For something deeper to begin responding. And somewhere in your experience, perhaps without you even trying, there's already a sense of feeling supported. by whatever is holding you right now. You may notice that your back has been working for you for a very long time, quietly, reliably, holding, balancing, adapting, and sometimes the most intelligent systems are the ones that forget that they are allowed to rest. So this time, it's not about making the back relax. It's about allowing your back to remember how to let go in its own way and in its own time. Because the unconscious already knows how to release unnecessary effort. And it can begin anywhere. You might first become aware of the surface behind you. Or beneath you. And how your back relates to that surface. Noticing pressure without analyzing it. Noticing contact without judging it. And as that awareness settles, the mind can drift. While the body listens. Because the back does not respond to force. It responds to permission. Some people notice a gentle spreading sensation between shoulder blades. And and others become aware of warmth or a subtle loosening along the spine. And some notice nothing at first until later, when change has already happened. Almost like relaxation creeps up on you, and suddenly you notice that feeling of calmness spreading down your back. And all those are signs that the unconscious is doing its job. As you imagine now, without effort, that the muscles along your back are no longer required to hold the day together. They're not being switched off. They're simply being stood down from unnecessary duty. Like a group of workers realizing that the task is already complete. And when muscles realize that they are no longer needed, they soften automatically. Now, you may notice the upper back first. That place where responsibility often gathers. Where shoulders quietly carry things that were never meant to be carried. And without telling them how, your shoulders can begin to drift. A fraction lower. Not slumping, just settling. As if gravity has finally been invited in to help. And the space between your shoulders can widen slightly. Not in a dramatic way, but in a way that feels inevitable. like ice melting. When it's warm enough, now awareness can move downward along your spine. Each vertebrae separate, yet cooperating. You don't need to know their names because they already know their roles. And each one can begin to find its most comfortable position relative to the ones above and below. And micro adjustments, tiny corrections, the kind the body prefers to do without conscious supervision. And if there has been tightness in the middle of your back, it may begin to feel less specific, less sharp, less defined. As if the nervous system is turning down the contrast. Because when your back is safe, it no longer needs to shout. And now your lower back, that place that absorbs movement, that holds balance and responds to stress. Long before your mind realizes it. Because your lower back understands rhythm. It understands timing. Your lower back understands when to brace and when to release. And right now, there is nothing to brace for. so the muscles there can begin to lengthen. Not stretching, just unclenching. Like fingers opening. After holding something too long. And letting go. And you might notice a feeling of space across your lower back. Or a sense that your pelvis has settled more comfortably. And if there has been discomfort, the unconscious knows how to change its quality. Because sensations are just messages, and messages can be updated. Now, some people experience a gentle wave-like movement along the spine. And others notice a stillness that feels unusually quiet. And both are signs of recalibration. And as your back continues relaxing, the rest of your body doesn't need to compensate anymore. And your neck can soften without instruction. Your jaw can loosen without being told. And even your face may feel less involved in holding things together. And you may find your attention drifting in and out of these words. And that's not a problem. That's a sign. Because the deeper processes do not require continuous listening. Sometimes they work best when the conscious mind steps slightly aside. Now, imagine now that your back has a memory of complete ease. A time, real or imagined, when it felt supported, aligned, and free. You don't have to remember it clearly. You can just let the body remember for you. And that memory can begin to inform the present moment. As minutes pass, layers of tension can unwind in the correct order. Surface tension first, then deeper holding patterns, then the background effort, that has been there so long you'd stop noticing it. Until effort becomes optional. You may notice that time feels different now. Longer or shorter, or less relevant. That's because your nervous system has shifted into a different mode. A mode where repair happens. Where balance is restored. Where your back is allowed to reorganize itself without interference. any point your mind drifts completely, that's perfectly fine, because every word has already been heard by that part of you that knows what to do with it. And for the remainder of this session, your back continues to relax in the most intelligent way possible. Muscles releasing only when they no longer need to be used. Structures aligning only when it's helpful. And nerves settling into calm, efficient communication. Nothing forced and nothing rushed. And when this session eventually comes to an end, whether you notice that moment or sleep right through it, your back will retain this memory of ease. So that later, when you move or stand or lie down again, your back remembers how to let go sooner. More easily. More naturally. Because it already knows how. And it always did. Now you can open your eyes if you choose, or you can just drift into a deeper sleep, or just enjoy this feeling of comfort in your back and the rest of your body. And every time you hear my voice, you can feel even more relaxed. Thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself, because you deserve to be happy. And be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. And also remember, you are enough. You are enough already, and you're going to be okay. Lots of love.